Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my dolly sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Well, good morning, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96 with a surprise edition of the Deadbeat Club. And this one's all about freezing your anatomy parts off. A little bit more than just frozen noses, but it's 6 degrees. Everything's covered with snow. The feels like temperature is -7. And today's the day that I'm supposed to be getting a rental vehicle for 2 days so that I can finish the shed. Yeah. Well, actually, so that I can get some of the stuff moved out of the apartment and down to the shed, the storage unit, so that I have enough room to finish packing. I don't want to show the whole thing, but I got my letter yesterday that says your application for apartment has been approved and we look forward to having you as a resident. This letter confirms our telephone conversation regarding move-in date. Please be advised of the following. Confirmed move-in date is February 1st, 2024. Your monthly rent is blah, blah, blah. Your security deposit is blah, blah, blah. Your pet deposit amount is 0. That's because M3 is a certified emotional support animal, so I don't have to pay a deposit for him. And other deposits, I don't know what those would be, but it's zeroed. In the near future, we will schedule an appointment for you to sign the necessary move-in documents, pay the rent and applicable deposits, and receive your keys. Welcome to your new home. So, all you naysaying little rascals out there who've been saying that I just been taking this money and I'm not really sick and yada, 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 kiss my grits. Especially if you live in Michigan, because I'm going to be there. And meow, meow. Morning, Doug Harding. What's happening, dude? I guess it really is morning where you are. In the middle of the freaking night there. Of course, I got up at 4 this morning. But yesterday, I was sick all day. Yeah, and mostly all I did was sleep. And I guess that's what my problem was that I needed sleep, because when I woke up after getting all that sleep, I felt really good. I packed a couple of boxes and done a little bit of paperwork and had breakfast and gave them 3 his mouthful of treats. And so I had to turn on the extra heater. The heat in these apartments is not good. It only heats like one little corner. So I have one of those. Oh, what the heck is this thing? I don't remember who makes it. Polonus heaters that they look like a radiator, and they're pretty good on electricity. And it's a space heater, so I can move it around. Also known as M3's heating box. Y'all have seen it in the videos. He likes to stick his little feet under there, keep them toasty warm. So I packed up one computer, and I've still got one set up. I'm gonna have to leave it set up until right near loading of the truck. M3's heater, yep, that's his. I had two of them, and I gave one to my sister, and I wish I hadn't now. Uh, but her husband needed it, so really I gave it to him. Uh, I may get another one. This one has lasted a long time. I got this one when I lived in Michigan, and I wanted to not run the central heat and heat the whole place during the winter because it was very expensive to do that. And so I kind of split my place in half, where I was only heating like my bedroom and the master bath and at night, and then the rest of the time I had this in the living room, and I had blocked off most of the other rooms because I only was heating the part that I used a lot. And I had one of those regular heaters, and it stunk. It was so expensive to run it that I should have just gone ahead and run the central. And my nephew purchased this heater for me. And when I got to Virginia, well, he purchased one of them. And I had it the whole time I was in Michigan, and then I had it in Georgia. And when I got to Virginia, it was August, and so the kids, when they were unloading my truck, they put the heater way in the back of the storage, and I couldn't get to it. So somebody from the community that I have not actually seen him online for quite a while, um, bought me another one just like this one, or I think it is this one, but bought me one to have in the cottage because I couldn't get this one out of the storage. And then when I moved out of the cottage, it was winter, and I didn't realize the heaters in these units were as weird as they were, so I gave one of the heaters to my brother-in-law, which I now wish I hadn't done, but it'll be okay. If I need another one, I'll go get another one that costs a little more than the regular portable heaters, but they're much more efficient and much less of a fire hazard. There's not much of a way these can catch on fire. So, but yeah, M3 thinks it's his. He was out here earlier. He had his big old belly stretched out and his feet up under there, and he was like, "Oh, mommy, it's so cold outside." And then I looked at the temperature and saw this is the coldest it has been so far this year. Last year we had one day where it was -9. And hi, Karen. And I thought it was kind of funny because I watched on my weather thing. I keep track of the temperatures where I lived in Michigan because I still have a lot of friends there. And I just flipped, and it's now up to 7 here in Galax, Virginia. And my friend who lives in Michigan, I just scrolled over to his, and it's 7 there. So we got the same temperature. Except they've got -9 with the wind chill, and I have -6 with the wind chill. So, other than the fact that they have more wind, it's about the same. They're getting snow, and we're not, which is really weird, but we've had snow for the last 2 days. So, anyway, I am official, but this move is going to be a bear. It is going to be a bear. And I just, I just keep thinking about poor Sir Benji. We had the whole itinerary for this deal planned out, the places he was going to go and then cut back up this way and help me with this move. But he's had to uh, cut 2 or 3 of the stops out of his trip because of this weather situation. And I feel bad because one of them, he was going to go see his brother down in Florida. Well, it's, snow all the way. I mean, it's not snowing in Florida, but it messed up his whole Georgia part of the trip. And I feel really bad for him. And in the meantime, while he's got to go down into the Carolinas for some business. And I'm going to be up here trying to get this stupid truck loaded. And right now, I have things sitting out in the hallway. I can't, our dumpster is completely overflowing, and the dumpster company didn't come and empty it. So we've got people with stuff just sitting out in the hall because our apartments are so small that you can't, you know. I had a little mini yard sale in the hallway, and the rest of it's got to go in the trash, but I can't get it out there. I'm going to try later in the afternoon to do that, but I have no room for anything, and I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff, and I can't finish packing because I have no places to uh put things. Let's see if I can do this without showing me, but I'm going to show you just one corner of my living room if I can figure out how to. This is crazy. Uh, Setting. camera, back camera. I'm doing this on my phone, so yeah, there's the heater, also known as M3's heating box. Glad I got it because those heaters up there are useless. It goes straight shot over to the other corner. Now here's the floor, and you can see I've got just piles of boxes and piles of boxes everywhere. It's just, this great big tub, and then there's a thing behind it. Uh, some of this stuff I'm not going to be able to take. But yeah, I mean, I have no room to do anything in here. It's just box on box. It is so crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I had looked at the weather last week, and it was supposed to be good today and tomorrow, so we splurged and rented me a SUV to take a bunch of this stuff to uh, donation centers and go down and finish sorting out the storage unit, because there's a couple things that go with my car, and I got to call the guy and have him come and take the car. It's not going with us. It's too old, and I can get by where I'm going without a car for a little bit. So I have to do that today because I have to, get rid of the car. And so I'm trying to figure out what to wear to go down there and work in the storage unit. And so anyway, they're supposed to come at 11 to take me to the car rental place and pick up this little SUV that I'm going to use. Uh, I know it sounds like a luxury, but it's not. I have to do these things. It's all part of the move, and I calculated it in, and people are like, oh, well, she can't be that poor. She's getting a rental car. Well, what am I supposed to do? Strap the stuff on my back and walk up a snow-covered hill with it? Some of these people out there are just plain freaking nuts. Yeah, I don't have anybody here to help me. So I just wonder how many of these the critical mass, my new name for that little group. I wonder how many of them, being a month from 71 years old with 11 autoimmune disorders, 2 heart surgeries in the last 6 months. Um, I just wonder how many of them could do this. And I think my answer is pretty obvious, which is 0. They would all be sitting out on the curb crying like babies. So, this is kind of my na 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 na. Yeah, when I got that letter yesterday after 3 years, took me 3 years to accumulate the money and get the approval and get in the programs. And now I still, it's not easy sailing when I get to the other end. I am fortunate that Michigan has the same exact insurance plan that I have here. So hopefully, once I get up there and I get my Medicare and Medicaid address changed, I'll be able to get right back into the same insurance program. My doctors here are being excellent about making sure I have a supply of medicine and everything, so I don't have any issues like that popping up. Michigan's got pretty darn good medical, and like I said, they're the same insurance company available and the exact same policy that I have. So that should hopefully go pretty quick, but I still have, all the regular crap you have when you move. I got to go get Michigan ID, Michigan driver's license and car insurance, and fortunately I have a major insurance company for that as well, so it shouldn't be too hard to get transferred. Especially right at the moment, I'm not going to have a car, but I'm keeping the insurance because I will no doubt have to rent a car periodically until I can get all my stuff settled in. I got some friends looking for a cheap vehicle for me, but I don't get a break when when we get to the other end. This whole process just goes in reverse. A lot of my stuff is going to go temporarily into storage so that I can place things in the apartment properly instead of just having things stacked all over. I'll bring the primary things in, and then Happy Chappy! Good morning. I didn't know if anybody'd be on or not. I just wanted to come in anyway. And I've been trying to document this moving adventure. And when I got the official letter yesterday, I mean, I already knew it was coming, but it made me feel good that I got the official letter from the complex, with my move-in date and all of that. So I actually have an official address now, which it's going to be very strange. I have never lived in an apartment where I was not on the ground floor. And I have certainly never lived on the 5th floor of anything. So that's going to be very interesting. I've already figured out, and I don't think I'm going to have a problem. I talked to the lady at the apartment, but I've already figured out a way of putting a visually pleasing barrier around the two balconies in case M3, who has also never lived upstairs before, um, accidentally darts out the door. I don't want him darting out the door and running off the edge of the balcony and falling 5 floors. So I have figured out a very visually appealing way to stop that won't cost very much money, so that if he does run out the door and he gets to the edge, there's something between them. A thing I saw on the internet, and it's basically I can build it, but when I saw it, I thought, now that's a good idea. And what this lady had done, and you could pretty much do the same thing on the ground floor, I guess. But being on the 5th floor, that kind of is scary for me, because I did have a cat once fall out the 2nd story window. And fortunately, he was not hurt, but I don't think the same could be said for the 5th floor. But what this lady had done was she took chicken wire and put the chicken wire all the way around the balcony rails. And then she went to the hobby store and got a whole bunch of fake plants and wove them in and out of the chicken wire so it actually looked like an ivy hedge. You know, like it just had plants growing on it. And it looks really nice. Well, I can build that. And then it was just, what do you call them? Zip ties. She used zip ties to attach it to the balcony rail, and it looks like a really nice garden, but what it does is keeps her dog from being able to go past the edge of the balcony thing. So that's what I'm gonna see if I can get okayed. I mean, I showed it to the lady and she thought it looked nice and it didn't seem to violate any of their rules, but yeah, that's my one worry is him trying, darting out there and getting hurt. But yeah, I've never lived up there before. Oh, and as far as my P.O. box, it's gonna expire in February anyway, at which point I won't have these P.O. Box 96s popping up anymore. I will get another one when I get moved. Hopefully I can get something with the number 96 in it. I know I can't get the one in Clio, Michigan, because my friend Q has it. But when I was in Georgia, I couldn't get 96, but I had 696, and then I had 96 here. So I will check the POs up there and see if I can get me a 96 that's not too far from my residence. I just like the idea of having the P.O. box for sending things out and receiving things because, like, if I have to go in the hospital and, I mean, they'll hold everything there at the PO for me, which is cool. So, anyway, we've got stuff to pack, and hopefully it'll warm up by the time they come to get me to get the car, because I got a load of stuff sitting out here in the hallway that I got to take to the donating place, and I got to get some more envelopes. I'm partway done with the mail outs from the 12 days of Christmas. I've got a few more to go, but I ran out of envelopes. But I will be taking one load to the PO today and getting them out in the mail. I want to make sure everybody's everything is mailed out, because if it gets mixed in with all of this moving stuff, I don't know when you get it, because I've still got like a whole nother pile. I showed you that one big pile in the corner. That's my personal stuff. But then over here, I've got my jewelry making supplies. Uh, I got rid of a lot of stuff that I was going to sell on eBay, but I'm keeping part of my eBay. Of course, everything that's already listed, I'm keeping, and then some other stuff that I need to list, because I just know that when I get to the other end, there are going to be more expenses. And also, I want to start saving for a car. So I've just taken a break. Like I said, I got up at 4 a.m. because I did nothing yesterday. I don't think I accomplished anything. I don't know why, but I was just horribly unwell. Just couldn't do anything. I slept most of the day. And so far I feel pretty good. But I think one of my medications is causing this. So I did not take it yesterday, and I'm not taking it today. And I told my doctor, I said, I think this is what's making me sick, and I can't afford to be sick in the middle of my move. So I'm not going to take it. So anyway, I got I got this one great big stack of boxes. Looks like a whole bunch of stuff, but they're all empties. Those are the boxes to pack the bedroom stuff with. And right in the middle of this, they come around and announce it's time for the annual inspection. And I burst out laughing. I'm like, how the hell are you even going to get in there to inspect? I said, I'm moving out in a week. Um, wouldn't it make more sense to come back after I have unloaded? Because you're going to have to come back and inspect anyway. But they just, yeah. People are strange when you're a stranger. Oh, yeah, that was Jim Morrison. The ghost of Jim Morrison. What Jim Morrison would be singing if he lived in this old folks' home. Ah. So, anyway, if any of you Michiganders or people that live in close by states um, have nothing better to do next, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. Well, anyway, after February, on or about February 1st and 2nd, and you got nothing better to do, then take a drive to Central Michigan, use extra hands unloading because we're going to have two unloads, one at the housing, and then one I don't offload there will be going to storage until I can place the stuff that's in the apartment. Once I put that away, then I'll go down to the storage and get any other things that may fit, and then I'll know what I need to get rid of. So it's gonna be an exciting day. If my nose don't freeze, I just can't believe we're in single digits. When I rented the vehicle, it was supposed to be like 45, not 4. But I have no choice. I have to do it. So y'all please keep me in your thoughts that a crazy 70-year-old woman is out there trying to move her stuff in this weather just so I can get out of here. So on that exciting note, I'm going to go pack some more boxes. I hope everybody that popped in hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. And I will check back in later. I'm not sure of the status as far as doing a show later. It is my regular show day, but I don't know if I'm. It depends on how much I get done today, whether I do one or not. But we will try. So M3 went back to bed, and I wish I could follow him. But y'all have a good day. Stay warm. Stay safe. Yep. Night, morning. Good night. Bye, everybody.